Yedie ni die enam Nyankopɔn so ɔde adom wo. Ene ebi pre edi moja kope yedie. Enye saa yedie ni bi na yeka. Yeka yedie firi otumfo Nyankopɔn ensem. Ti Nyankopɔn hyiraw ewo mamu o, sika mu o, bibibiye mu Nyankopɔn be hyiraw bia no. Eye Woyiedie Asetena.
Okay, to me, living a prosperous life, I think living according to the Bible, what the Bible says. If you live according to what the Bible says, you will prosper. That's what I think. Okay, the Bible says that we should love our neighbor as ourselves.
You can't eat can't worry for one. Said you be can't carry our repano. And yes, when your bear was someone here, dear. So, if you am to ye. Say obi wo sika wo niema bebre ba te fie wo kwa asomdwe ni wo
bomodi ansa obehwe Ezra TV kwasi ada ni kwasi ada bia na Woyiedie Asetena ebe konkan ama wo ware so agina eradishira Adamfo a wo fa no wone hwan wonim se de ote Bible aka che say adamfo bone say obrapa enu nti adamfo be na wo fa no Woyiedie Asetena ebeboa wo ama wahunu se de obetutu anamo woni nipa yonkofam na aboa am wadi yi na Woyiedie no so agina
but we from Isaac Owusu ansa na brodo na ta from Mr. O Woyiedie Asetena no abrabo yi mu no se woni Kristo wo abrabo yi mu Woyiedie Asetena nipa obi wo sika ma wiase afo no de ye hu ni say ni fa so besi o sika na so ni Woyiedie Asetena
ye kasa Woyiedie Asetena ye kasa wale paso kan ho a yedie ni die enam Nyankopɔn so ɔde adom wo ene ebi pre edi moja kope yedie enye saa yedie ni bi na yeka yedie firi otumfo Nyankopɔn ensem ti Nyankopɔn hyiraw ewo mamu o sika mu o bibibiye mu Nyankopɔn be hyiraw bia no eye Woyiedie Asetena.
Okay, to me, living a prosperous life, I think living according to the Bible, what the Bible says. If you live according to what the Bible says, you will prosper. That's what I think. Okay, the Bible says that we should love our neighbor as ourselves.
You can't eat can't worry for one. Said you be can't carry our repano. And yes, when your bear was someone here, dear. So, if you am to ye. Say obi wo sika wo niema bebre ba te fie wo kwa asomdwe ni wo
bomodi ansa obehwe Ezra TV kwasi ada ni kwasi ada bia na Woyiedie Asetena ebe konkan ama wo ware so agina eradishira oni age se wo hia Woyiedie Asetena se de da ne da kwasi ada bia ye ba no ene so erade e de adom ye eno nti no ye de enchia kese e ma obi a bia wo bia e ye de se Woyiedie Asetena yene wo abehia na bomodi ansa obe ka kira adofo say enne no titi ye wo YouTube any Facebook enne ye wo YouTube any Facebook eno nti no say why krado a na wo de nkra na ma odofo bi Woyiedie Asetena TV ana obetimi so asa share wo YouTube House of Ezra Worldwide Ministries YouTube page ye wo ho na Facebook so Woyiedie Asetena ye wo ho na enne nkomo no ebe kɔ kama pa so de wonim se da no de de brewo no enya de a eye de wanka sampo ebe hawo de ebe boa wo de ma Woyiedie SCP esita na da no ye de ebreo na said ye ka no ye papa John Wesley Stephen Kofi Amponsa the House of Ezra Worldwide Ministries no na da oso ya sene e ma ye ba eni papa bia wo bia no ye de nchia kese e ma wo eni mama engineer busua no enyina sara nso na edurora boutique edurora fashion trends ono so eso ya sene edurora ewo la posada enhwe ani mu e pankro no wo hwe edurora ukọ ho awonsa beka no sara nso na tafoma force so edurora ewo ho na so opese ofre edurora obetimi anya no number iso 0207589887 0207589887 womodi anse obekọ ho benya suit e ma ne mema de wallpapers kama na me ka say wo wallpaper kama wo dem a wo da wo so da yepa eme na no so eye wo de eno nti bomodi anse wo ne ebedi ahyiam na wasan akọ adurura ho na wanya niema uhia mesrɛ wo pii sɛ ene no ye de WhatsApp no ebe ye adwuma pa nti bomodi anfa to ho ye de to screens no so sɛ be ya ho so bitumi afa 0202633479 0202633479 and I'll be some betimi so afa 0559 592751 0559 592751 and also your WhatsApp line I'll be to me e de o messages afa so aba and nti enko ba bia ye twa ye ho sima na ye ba be kyerɛw enema na adepoten a ene ye beka ho asɛm na ye de abedwafo so akyerɛw na enne me hye wo bɔ ubedi yi isanse information anase nsema obeti every side dwumadi mu no ebeboa wo ama akonkan ebeboa ma busia na sipi esita Woyiedie Asetena jemeso aware paka ho jemeso emofra ne ka ho enko ba bia ye twa ye ho abasima odofo emo akwa babi Woyiedie Asetena jemeso aware paskan ka ho Woyiedie Asetena emofra no eyedie eka ho Woyiedie Asetena ya brabo pa eka ho bebre me gidi se wo keka kona na wo de bibia e hyem ya pomuden nyina aka ho erade nhiraw se ene so wo ne ye de ehyemu na se de me din kan ye no ene no ye be kyerɛw ne ma ebetumi ama efie aye kama na watwe mienu ebe ya no yakasa bebre afa mental health ho ene ya pomoden ya dwene mu titu aware mu ene ye fa foforo na eno so hia pa eti ene de yesu so ho no efa emofra ne ho emofra ne yiedie emofra na pomoden emofra no mental health the mental health of children ena ene epese e ka ho asem eno nti mesrɛ wo sɛ nkɔ baabi a wokɔ YouTube and Facebook and me so no like na wa share wo like na wa share said be ya obi so ensa beka bi na aboa ama ye nyina yetumi asua de na yakonkan na ahye erade din animunyam eno tie na adwumadie titu pa de e beka safa ho. It is about parenting and its impact on mental health of children. Parenting and the impact of mental health of children. Eno tie wa ne say emofra no enyinimu omo ahunimu oma tenkemu oma dwinimu nyinimu no ensusanso ban na awofo yensu ni ye ban no ewo saa oma dwinimu nyinimu eso eno na yepese yehu sanse abofra bi ho abehu se onenam na oye niema bi odan su bi adi ebia na obekasa abofra ode na so den nanso ebia na efri entiteye ene ayenkofa eja ne na ene ne wo na ama saa de no esi saa bosomi mental health month ewiase nyina ye hwe ya dwenimu ye nyinimu wa adwenimu pa sebe ya nsusanso a enya wo yeso no ebe papa enti efei no Woyiedie Asetena Ezra TV ye hwe emofra de esanse emofra no ye daachi se emofra ni ho ade ye kakan nyina ensipi ensita enye hwe ma yen enti bomodi anse obetena se na kachire adofo na ne mofra ne ntena se bia nkomo ne koso na abofra betimi aka kachire eja anaye na obeka bibi e koso na brabo ma ana de wo ya emmoa no obeka ama wahu eno nti ye ntena se na ye mfra mofra ne ye ne wo mu nyina ensua de na emmoa ye ewo abrabom enti no ye nche ho se de bosomi a etwa mu nyina ye ne ye sofo ne ye papa James wa ha de omo a na irade de o ma che yen eno enti no ene ye ne ye papa me de bia mfrɛ na Uncle James ni ama ayiku ono ye mental health practitioner kasa obi a otimi ehwa hunu enipa adwene mu nsunsanso a ekoso ewo na brabo mu niam ekoso a enya nsunsanso wo na adwene mu no ye papa James ye ho adwuma pa enti mental health practitioner o waha sa na ye papa Reverend Ewua Isaac Ewua enso waha Reverend so na head pastor Emma Kingdom Life Assemblies of God obuo krom osan ye married counselor nti sofo ye mo wakwaba na mpom te sen abusuafo nyina ho ye de Awurade ase se dan ne dan so ye frewa woje ye so na oba Awurade nshaw iti odofo sanso na Uncle James wa James, how is the family?
Oh, very fine.
And my sister-in-law? We thank God. Yeah, that's said that so ye frewa oba. So we are going straight into the discussion. Ti Mr. Pa se buka fa pen ka ho na twiro bibi se be ye beboa ebi kura obesua bibi na o de akire oma no ana oma no so besua bibi no so ko school a omo de akire obi foforo e beboa pa Mr. And then you be use WhatsApp line no pa we are on YouTube and Facebook titu pa na ho na ye wo eno nti phone lines no ana say numbers ye didi djuma na e wo screen so 0202633479 0202633479 ana say 0559592751 0559592751 but mo dey say wo asem bi se bi afafa ho wetin the voice note so afa ho aba ni nyina ye beje so ye bebo ama asem bi se bi awore yetumi eyi ano ama yo so we move on straight to our discussion so for we dey meba ho kan ye ka say parent na say obi ye ka say obi owofo ana say or your parent what do we mean?
Yo, me da sepa me chiati for ne.
Yeah.
Asa for menyina. E ka so parent ya. Itwi kasa ndi e ka say awofo. Na awofo no ye wo mu wienu.
Okay.
Say wo pe definition e dia wo be use two no na wo dey define.
Okay.
E ka say parent ya e obi a one wa wo ba na otete no
wa wo na otete
no
okay
no brofo no be kan parenthood
okay
ana wo ba kwa efre no parenting ono no nya wo ba no but obi na awo no ana wo na otete no
okay
nti e ka parent dia e continue to social parent and biological parent and this is parent ya
betimi aba say wo yo wofo wo na wawo abofra na wo tete no ana say wo yo wofo enye wo na wawo no de na nso so wo tete no ti wo betimi awo abofra na tete no ntina wo nso so wo ye wofo Uncle James, is there any psychological dimension to that?
Or no, I think parenting is more of a sociological. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's the more of sociological.
So what you are doing for that individual
child. Okay. So for me, I would say that parenting, just as Pastor explained, it has got to do with a male and a female.
The male and the female. It's obane bema.
Yes, a male and a female that have come together.
Okay.
They have decided to give birth.
Okay.
And so this is their child, and then they are looking after that particular child. But what happened is that we also have the other side where it is not the biological parent. In our brother, it may be a foster parent,
the surrogate one,
or surrogate parent who is looking after the child. But the focus of the parenting itself is just to raise the child. So whether you are the biological or not, the idea there is to raise the child.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So that is just parenting.
All right. So let's just say, everything about say, oba ne bema bi akambu ma warefo no mo aye so mbe wo ba. Eno ma wo tete abofra no. Ana say eye obi a owo ne baby no no sunim so betimi ahwe abofra bi atete no. Eti wafa no, nyo na ewo no, but wafa no tete no. Ti say ye kasa owofo a ana say emofra hwa na je say say wo tete abofra no titiru. That's the social setting, how you are training or raising the child. Eno ti ebeti aba say wo na wo no ananya wo na wo no ti na wo hwe enti odofo ye ka emofra tete no na je say enye omo awo nko aho asem na se ye ka ti baby a wo bia wo chefa wom baby a wo bia chefa wom. So it might mean that you are in the community but you are still interested in somebody. And I think that in the olden days that was happening, but now you know because if you decide to somehow even scold somebody's child outside, the father or the mother would come and tell you, is that not what is happening now?
Yes, for me, I think previously, because if you check back over the years past, you realize that you have in the nomads where you have a mother and a father living together. Let's take Abraham. They were living together. Imagine there are no uncles, no grandmothers around. They are raising their child. I think the focus there was to raise a child who will take over the business. So they have a livestock, they have a fishing community. So they go in to make sure that they train the child to, and even the more kids you have, the more richer you become, because you can take care of the livestock and all that. So that was how it started. But at a point in time, when you find yourself in the village, you realize that for the villagers, everyone is concerned about the child who has to be raised, including the elders of that particular village. But from there, we shifted to look at raising children, this time with a third party. The third party is, when you take the accounts, they use wafa. So in the account tradition, they use the uncles to raise the children. And when you go back to Spain, they use a system where they focus on the grandfather, what they call they have this special name they call Godfather. And then Godmother.
Godfather, Godmother.
In fact, even when I was born in the Anglican church, I had a godfather. This is somebody who will mentor you and coach you.
And I said, coach you or mentor, training you, teaching you some things, or maybe.
Yes. And sometimes you are even named after the person.
So
that's a third party who is part of the family.
Apart from your mother
and your father. Yes. And then the other one can be a friend of the family who decides to come and help with the raising of the child. Yes. So that is the second thing that we saw. Apart from the village, we came to the third party. Some are in existence. And then the third one now is you and your wife
and your children
raising the child. And that is where the challenge comes from. Yes, because it actually takes a whole village to raise a child.
One individual.
Yes, and not just the two parents.
I made the pass one boss asem so na just say no na community ni nyina na say kroni nyina e ka bom no matete abofra. It is abofra na mabonten a de oye bia no panimu bi owo bia timi ka say abofra de wo ye na nye.
Yes.
Ana otean obi kwa timi twa obi kra bato. That time no so otean abofra na okofie kosu. Ana ma mbisa nse hwan na bo wa papa owusu na bo me wo ye dan o na me tobo abo ha na me yes obetimi aso won sa de wasan akọ papa ne ho say do ni bi ma me say but now even in school if somebody beats a child, you can see a parent do betimi akọ school mo kra akọ the teacher kra akọ
and let me even give you an example. In the Ghana community, for us, my name is Niama.
Yes, I'm crying for.
Yes. Niama, when you mention Niama in Accra, almost all the elders know the house you come from.
Yeah, you both Niama man, fear
where you come from.
Yes,
because our names are repeated. My father named me after his father, and I will name my son after my father, and then the sisters.
So who do ban beto papa?
Yes, no. The names of my
papa de what or no papa.
Yes.
It will beto papa.
Yes.
Now no so one not never to.
Yes.
Nature say who shall say now who dino aka because who ban the din ba beto. Because who ban who we are no one san bompa say oba no so bewo.
Yes.
Because no one obenya who benya be.
So even my cousin and I will name the same kids with the same name, which means that the moment you mention your name, we know where you come from. So when you do something bad and somebody happens to, discipline you and all that, or the child runs away from, whatever bad thing he has done, they know your house. If they don't even know your parents, they'll go to the main house and they will trace back to find where you stay. Yes. So within that communal setting, we realize that it's almost everybody who looks after the child and not just the two parents.
Great. And then the yesuan de pa eti ye ka so wofo a na yen kan say ekunu ne yere nko atena se na mawo na emom abusua ni nyina eka ho eno nti ehia pa so for na person
another aspect nso ye the social parenting.
Okay.
Ehwe omo nursery ni nkuranketwa no school omo so take role of parenting.
Okay.
Omo ne from social parenting.
School mu efa no so bem.
Yeah, so because of argument who are akrananya 1 year na 6 months we dey na komo bi.
Okay.
So ohwe no hinting santete na de mano no no so parenting.
All right.
On ye social parenting.
Okay.
Ana wo hwe orphanage. Omo hwe nkura wo orphanage.
Omo ni eja, omo ni na.
Nti omo na ne omo tete omo no ho no. Nti ono so ye another aspect of it. When I make parenthood, on say parenthood no e wa limit.
E could do baby.
Parenthood no limit. E mra ba ko awu. You see parenthood ends when one dies.
Because say sa nipa ko no ne dia wo ye no esi.
Me ma wo me ba.
Okay.
Ana me ne ete ho ma training na ma na nyini. Ko pe so be ware no still na wo ye me ba. Okonyina okọ enso wo ye me ba. Me ye ni parent. But parent ne be end e mra adasa akora na wu. Ana sa me wu. Nti say ba ku wudi ana ho na end. But the parenting ono no your activity how they o training obi amana be useful for society. Nti on dey be koso a ho sa.
Even though who train you are training somebody to become useful to the society. That is parenting.
Yeah, that is parenting.
Great.
The activity of bringing up and training a child to become useful
in the society.
And the butaye na and answer the purpose and say bakọ no be fit way in the society.
Obetimi I ne so be ban faso bia.
Na wetima ko environment wo mu because we deviant ya wo tire man unkum nti so obetima tena mu yi na wakopu situation around no ono na ma parenting no ebe mu na bra James ka godfather ni nyina ye parenting.
Yes, obi a wo ebi a asori bi mu
na
o hwe wo so
spiritual father
na o hwe wo so na say wo ye say the kan o say abusua na damfo enti ono no oba mu beboa say emofra wo abusua ni mu no so because he has the good of the family at heart so pese oboa ma abusua ne koso
enti parenting no and eso nipa bebre na involve but parent to do need a biological parent.
Say hono na ya na guardian so be shame ho ba bi.
E be shame ho no.
Because one say parents or guardian. See e bia na say the work na e bia na eja na na parenthood no esi. So omu ni ho nti obi a be no then the person does that way. Adofo yesua de pa yesua de nti enka se media man miniba eti no meni bibia metumi aya ama abofra bi isan se de sofo kan no ya ade ayeye ama abofra bi eso aba mfaso wo baabi ayete ene oman ni mu eno nti no de obetumi aye bia se wo ye na aboa na emum awofo so se obi so nwo bi na se wo ba ya ade na se otea na ya na onya abotre isan se bia na de oye na beboa ma oba no ono so eso aba mfaso ewo oman Ghana mu eni wiase enyina papa no masepa.
Yeah, I think he said something about the almost like the purpose of the parent.
The purpose
and then
of
he introduced more of the socialization of the child into the community. Yes. But then again, the parenting, and yet only the socialization aspect. In fact, it's about education, which we in terms of informal education. And apart from that, no. The second one is to look at the supply of the basic needs of the child.
So we are wofo a nyema abofra ni hia what betimi atena wiase no hia.
So we have two aspects. Yours is to provide for the child, who makes you a parent or it's part of the parenting. And then the next one is to look at the socialization where you are introducing the child to the culture, the ethos, the principles, rules, and regulations in the society. Yes. So these are the two things that parents need to look at.
So you just went into the next thing. What makes someone a parent? What makes you, we say that you are a parent, and that's what you've started. Say providing. Providing for the basic needs. And yema abofra, what are some of the basic needs? And yema ben abofra no hia. Ebema what to me ehunu say yes, me wo ejane na anase me wo bi a o hwe me.
Okay, so first of all, let's share physical needs of the child.
Needs.
Every child, so woman eduane.
Abofra bi ohia eduane.
The second one is that he needs shelter. a place where you can sleep. Onya atare.
Atade obese.
It's a woman atare. But the other aspects are what we call psychosocial aspects of the child. Yes. Every child onya comfort.
Say na brabo be kama ma bibia be koboko.
Onya comfort. Onya love. Odo. Second one also onya attention.
Ohia say wani be ko ne ho.
Yes.
Okay.
Attention. To say like bibi hano na
obetimi anya obi aka kire no.
Yes. They want relationship. Intimate relationship.
Say
yes. You want to see that. They want assurance.
Say
uwo honum. Yes.
You are there for me.
Children want that.
Yes.
And then the last one is that children want discipline.
Uncle James,
children want
this.
Yes.
Oh,
because,
I see.
You know, they need to know
what is right
from what is wrong. So sometimes children look out for that. Why did I do this and then I wasn't told this and all that? Yes. And then the last one is guidance.
Say church
no. They come together with the discipline.
Ma who say we me kwan we na me fa so ebeboa ohia na discipline ho no na me de pa say emofra no omu hia say ye betia wom omu hia say ye betwi omu anim omu ya de na nya watwi nanim na omu twi nanim no ye papa so a no abona baso.
Yes.
So ho abona baso na reinforcement positive one na aboa because obona baso who say oh we me ye me kai say emofra no omu susu no sometimes who pese udware o pentema kwa adwuma na udware om na obi dwane when who say what ba pair be fa no dimika. So I realized one time I decided to say utumika me few so okọ ye ketwa be ma na okọ kakra na watwa nani mama na uma you see who say the oye no enye you expect to say you be ye bibi ama who say the oye na enye
and it actually show that you care about the child.
It just a would don't know.
Yeah, so truly. Discipline is very important.
Yeah, I think that in is it Proverbs 23? Proverbs 23, verse 13 ho. Or say discipline is good for the child. Now ubona own or say abofra no ubona own. I think that in the course of the show would find it and then we'll read it. Or say at 10 yama abofra. Now ubona own. And so we need to do that because when we do that, it helps the children. And I'm happy you've brought that in.
Na me can discipline the main reason why you discipline and beating. Ne say ye why you born na ye bono. They said the Uncle James guidance. Woman who say we are. Woman who say we are. Esusansuni. We so esusansuni. Na discipline. O guard ya bofra no on a discipline main reason they say o punish no you see twaba you say there be but say you be guide o discipline is about guiding woman who there is way na there be boa no na me say the be kan who qualified to be a parent
no
or can physical needs ne is it psychological physiological needs. Now, educational needs is so can
education, yes.
Spiritual needs is so can and our health needs. Nina kika especially the social. I think Uncle James can social needs. You know how to relate with people, transmitting of culture into the generation, the new generation. I am part of a parent.
So these are the values we hold.
That is it.
When you jitu, when you some say ebusia and say o mine. The patriotism will be coming there.
Yeah, we say the anya ambeto no. So you let the person know the culture of the society.
Yeah.
And who know you the man. Say one so my ba famom. Na culture and intimacy. Inti o transmit culture. And you also yeah. Qualify somebody to be a parent. And the educational needs and also and yeah only the formal education but the informal education if you are the your eduane noa say the sipra ni nyina so e ka ho training na in fact school you see be a friend sociology socialization if you be primary socialization it's where the individual learn the new the initial training at home.
Okay.
In the initial training, before you go to school, before you go to the secondary socialization, you need to know the basis. If you are there,
opie free fie a esi ben ne kwesi fie na no eti no ane so ode agum na zo lion so abefa aha ye de obena so
na de ko far place wo ansa no bedware akọ school and training ni basic training primary socialization unya wi a ansa no akọ secondary one which is receive outside home sir and the parent who is the first agent of socialization okay e wo fie and education, you know, a very important aspect of parenting. And spiritual no so man can spiritual no so nka ho spiritual no nye say empire born na ye born here but o ye sofu fie parents o ye sofu fie na we leading kura no na say mofra no o mo hu the spiritual needs o manya o spiritual needs e o kire o nyame asem o no mo ya sorry o kire o say de si bompaye ni nyina ye na wo bompaye mo aha o sire nyame ma wo no no spiritual needs of
o kwa sorry a o mo di wachi e bia wo ko no mo di wachi no mo hu de wo ye because you know mofra no so o mu sua de ye aha fa ba bi o mu sua training no enye say ye kan ma ye nko ade ye no no mu so asua bi they imitate, they model after what we do enti wo wo say ni di atem now no who di atem di wa hwa
aso we kan me baba ko be second month me share me ye rules and regulation board down say ye hwe so
what trouble down no
trouble down di say o udidi a wo horo nchansi ho ba be e be panifo betena no nkra no nko enti one day na me didi na me kaje nso me fanko o se dadi me mfa o se o su obi adidi a on huru kran ka kire me prin enti na say de opeja me maye no e se me
wo sha se
nso me ye bi anza no na practice
na che o me na hu se bi a me de ye panyi enti e to da bi a me tinya mo ye
na communication e so manu hunu
sa
ono ne duty na wo do
leadership by example
that is it
yo the na make no Proverbs 23:13-14 do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish him with a rod, he will not die. The 14 says, punish him with a rod and save his soul from death. Enti say wo ye eya mfa atene nkame abofra na wo de abahwe no a orenwu say wo de abahwe no a eno na wo beje ne kra afri asamando.
Was a discipline was it
so
atene
anti
so the mayor
it goes either way
or cut to the extend bia ya no
na wo de
abem kakra na ebro no krampo no obo na manu hu say
there's a way of
doing
it.
We
spanking no be because they not to na so a we try to do ya na de na turn na de fam bo
discipline in love
discipline in love that is it that is it
order for ye sua de pa me gidi say won so sua bibi say de ye di nkomo ne ye ni age ho no ehia ma ye say ye bo ama mofra no omunyini ye omunyini mu wo adwene mu wo mo eni wo ma enamfo no mu ayonkofa mu empo wo school mu ofi ade ye ni nyina eka ho enu tie se na se de ye papa no mo empanifo e wa ha na omo boa yen anke James o bakwadare wo eni padwene mu na o cheche na sofo so e de bi ka ho sofo so psychologist in the counseling profession no so di ne de e ka ho no san ye sofo no de awade asem so esua hunu so ka ho no e boa ye pa besrew Woyiedie Asetena emofra ne ka ho pa isan say so omu ni ho a ye sika ye pe edan ye si ye ne den emofra no it say wo mu bi krampo ahunu say obetimi de abofra bi ato akoma so na waboa tenetene no ama no so aba be ye nipa ewiase benya ne so mfaso isan say ebia ne mfaso ne ba wankasa kra no onso onsa beka bi e de awade asepa. So as we move on, what are some of the parenting styles? Say ye ka say parents wo boa abofra na wo ye guardian say de acheche mu yo wofo ebetia ba say wo na wo no enya wo na wo no na emom wo teneten no eniema ben na ye yetimi akwan hodo ben ebetimi afa so ebetimi ateneten abofra yi sa atene ye ka ho asemi na discipline ene hwe no Uncle James, how do we do it? The styles,
of the styles,
parenting styles.
Okay, anyway, thank you very much for this particular question. You realize that there's no parenting school.
Yeah.
And so your first contact with parenting, your understanding about parenting comes from umami ini upapa.
Umami no
and
papa.
whoever raised you. Who share style no. Into based on that, and lessons now are free during the time that you were with them.
Also one chain.
It doesn't matter. Maybe it's not your parents. It can even be another parent you stayed with. Based on that, and your own philosophy, no. And no obey you so as your style to raise a child. So psychologically, they came up with some aspects of style.
Okay.
And can say the first style is that you're authoritative parents. Authoritative parents, no. One thing they do is that they have rules and regulations. Yes, rules and regulations.
Okay.
But the very good thing about them is that at the same time, almost support the kids.
Okay.
When the kids go wrong, they are ready to dialogue,
and then
to talk about issues,
okay,
and then to make sure that the children are on the right track. Into nurturing
okay,
ama abrofano despite rules ni na e wo hono and your authoritarian. Yes, authoritarian parenting no ye.
Is authoritative. And you authoritarian.
Yes, authoritarian no ye. Somebody who sets rules and then has high expectations for all the kids. Strict parenting.
So obey.
The moment you disobey, you have to be disciplined. And such parents are more explaining and share the reason why discipline you went wrong in the discipline. That is it. And they have high expectations and they don't support kids.
So on the soldier line.
Straight.
Soldier na wako
It becomes so strict for such kids.
Yeah,
and they find it very difficult to adjust during that time.
Okay.
And I don't care parents. Uninvolved. We call them uninvolved parenting. And for them, all what they just need is to provide you with basic needs. Or mama or a place to sleep. He's gone. Oba. Okay, why your homework? There's no interaction with the kids, with the children. There is no support. It doesn't come that way. They just leave the kids to do whatever they want to do. Yes. And then your permissive parenting. Yes. And permissive parenting comes out of fear.
Fear from
the
mother.
Part of the mother. And normally more of it from a single parent.
And now young crankre with or no one is be a beman in you. Yes. Be out of divorce and I said death.
Yes. And apart from that, you can also talk about husband and wife that have only one child. A single child. Yes. So it becomes very permissive. Instead of making sure that the child has stick to the rules.
Okay.
Even when the child doesn't perform something, they go ahead to do it themselves. And they are those who beg their kids. Yes, they beg their kids. Yes, and anything that the kids want, it has to be given. Or you're the wrong thing, and instead of disciplining the child is forgiven. And the child is not even told the reason why.
Okay. Effect on these children.
Yeah. So it's out of fear that she doesn't want to be the bad parent. This is my only child. So that is the permissive.
And I say, and now bear my back. It is our bear my back no damn my baby no moon. I was so didn't the switch say. And I made me obani back paint to our baby dear. Eh, Nanahima. And that hima. Eh, I didn't guess on no ebony yenka.
Was that the first one authoritative? Aye. No, no, it is almost democracy. The was set or set was no involving Ukrano. Only would do come up and or much. No, Obusa question cry. It may be some questions. He said, we are in your say. Okay. Now, Grana, there's a punishment. I saw you, Benny. Now, Grana, the other. How we were crown. Indeed, a basana and cranny a match involved. Okay. Parent need tea and crown. And authoritarian, I say autocratic. On the say, Jemekai and no, what I'm running to say. It's run so and be a cabin. And on almost sent or the punishment on one I say be or she should be on no, you fear you whom one a gunning. Was a one a dimnica, and Johnny, and permissive. I said what can
that wa makwan bibia e koso. The laissez faire.
Laissez faire. I can say absence of control. Yeah, no hwe Johannes ana neglectful, uninvolved. Uninvolved ni say on show concern bia. Your parents say odi ni sika be ma no. Obehwa amana ku school.
Okay.
Na dia kan.
Yes, wo school mu ho no emfa no.
On the more of business and na say na dwuma a wo ye enye akura no. Nti I think say ye ko ne be hu advantage ni disadvantage. Bia obi bia
e depo okura wo say wo kam ye no bi.
That is it.
Now na what
ana bi so wo ha yes sir me to me na yes sir parent no nyenu ba ko be ye we na ba ko aye we that is a minimum say be
ko kakra
ka nyina mo ye autocratic ana say authoritative ya ha dwene
okay
ba ko ye authoritarian na ba ko ye autocratic keboa
okay
na mo amatena ase na mo hawa mbesi
abia no say bibi e ko a enko ye wa abofra na kwama na efri eja ho na eba ena no timi ebe na on say ade ba kon say ya na empempi no ya na munyina mo ye mema nti eja meka say ya na mema no munya ya mo say o die o maamia ena bi akra na ye bibia na kese de ko hye maame no o ye bibia na de ko hye
ya ma no so ka bi
o sa
suban we de yo papa suban no afa
mo say abofra na ya ade enye no we wan say wahu ma wahu ba no wo ba no wahu ba de wa ye no ni aka ne sa but e ma no esuro e ma ne entai nka se abofa no oya de papa de ye ne papa oya de bone de ane de ya ko se e ma ana ma no meboa asemisa we de wa be ya no wo fi ai ye de rade asepa ye papa no e ma ye hia de pa se awofo kwan ye fa so tete mofra ahodo no wo sunsuanso enche ye be wura ho na obia ye ka se wahu se wo ye obi a wo mfa abofra no ho se oyi obi a wo hyemra wo musa abofra no de ono so na dwenche no wo ho se oyi obi a wo ma wani ku abofra no ho de wo ye no ehia wo ana se oyi owofo a wo jeje obaso dodo wa ma ne kwan so onye de ope bia nso so wo de ma no se an se bia wo oba eba ba akope ana se oba ba ye ba ako ana oba ba ma ye ba ako na esunsunsanso no enche ye behwe ne se enko ba bia sua bibi me gidi se wa fa oboku wa fa open omodi ane ka kire obi so se Woyiedie Asetena bedwafo yaba na de yesua ne enne no ene se awofo entity ade ma mofra no ene sunsunso a ewo ho ewo mofra na dwene mu ene wo mu nyine mu ye twa eho sima enche bia ye beba you wonderful ye da se pa se watwen yen e gidi se waka kira dofo me say ye guso edi nkomo yi wo de WhatsApp line e wo TV ni so ana se ye de ato screen so be bia wo bia wo hwe YouTube Facebook ye wo fa WhatsApp line now de wo voice note wo message bi ana wo asemi se bia fa to ho now de fabra ye be yi anu amo ye be kenkan so ye 0202633479 ana se 0559592751 fabra na ebeyi ano ama enkomo na ye de pa ye hwe parenting styles awofo no akwan ahodo a omotete emofra so for instance how do we see the effect on the children with these parenting styles? What are some of the attitudes that reflect in the children in a particular parenting style? For instance, the autocratic, the authoritarian, the uninvolved, the laissez-faire, the freestyle, so many of them. So how does it have impact on the children?
Okay, so first of all, when you look at the authoritative person, you know, that person, we said that the children have the opportunity to dialogue with them.
Okay.
And a more opportunity to talk.
So no, what find also on the penny.
Yes.
And all leady and mofrana mama ya the papa.
Yes. So such child knows about the fact that I know how to dialogue with another person.
Okay.
You realize that Sabrofano, when he's growing up, it gives chance for people to explain or to bring out the rules. He understands what discipline means. They have very good social relationship with people. Yes, and then they have good self-esteem. They are also happy children. Because when say a writer, I'm praised. And if it goes wrong, I'm disciplined, but yet supported.
Responsibilities.
Yes, so psychologically, these children are happy kids. And they are able to have good relationship with people. When you look at the authoritative, the authoritarian, which is more of autocratic way, these people become perfect. They are perfect kids. They achieve a lot. But because they are not
standards near high. Into one and also achieve into feeling good.
But what happened is that even though Omo achieve, they are, and then they seek for perfection. The moment they are not able to achieve, it becomes
there
is guilt, there is depression. Immediately they will lose their confidence level. And almost they are the kids that seek for approval. Like, is he okay? Is he okay? Yes.
It will name one person failure.
Yes. And someone even told me about a 45-year-old man who met a therapist and continued to ask the therapist that, with all what I've achieved, I don't know whether I have satisfied my dad.
Wow.
So the gap is still there, as in, the daddy considers him as a failure, and he has not been able to achieve.
The standard is high. They all pay for Abofran, no few say, and
then because there's no dialogue, they don't talk like straight
and common.
On to me, Bisani say, do you think? No, you only bring the outcome.
Papa knows some can't say why are dear.
No.
Only or monabaso on can we?
No. So such children, in fact, they are always depressed when they are not able to achieve.
Yes.
But there's also a tendency for that same child to be autocratic when he gets into leadership.
Okay. Or not to the West Triano.
Yes.
Do without complaining. Or also to make the court
obey the same thing.
And
extend that anger to the other kids, the friends that are around.
Okay. It sounds so a buffo.
Yes. Who's that? Because ni papa share some. Or with this anger, the emotions are there. Until on to me releasing what fear. But about school, they are the people who tend to be bullies at when they come to school.
Or no. Tian Crawford and Kwalani before who did so. Because of what happened. Be crab, Musika. Today, be over corner Obano. What's what did he? And also, for one or phone. Also, catch yourself before we Najim Mediania or qua or bet Bonontino, no, true.
Yes. And let me just say something small about bullies.
Okay.
If you are a bully, what happens is that if it's not because of the authoritarian way of leadership, they would have dropped out of school because of the standards that have been set for them. But if he has a dad who continues to exercise that kind of they continue in school, that kind of leadership, they continue in school. But those same bullies have problems with relationship, as I said earlier. Because
the relationship here, no person or no a boss.
Yes.
And now one will be a crime and
then at the same time there are the kids that will do things and run away with it if they are not seen. Because they know
how to get away with
it because or do fear a very problem that the father gets to know and he will be totally disciplined. And so the best thing he has to do is that even if it is with his friends, problem he has to lie, he has to maneuver to make sure that
things
that is okay.
Yes. Do they pretend this or you're the best?
Yes, it's because of the standard that has been set for him. But they become also wicked because of what is done to them at home. So there are two things. Either it will dampen the self-esteem of a child, or he will go the other way to bully other children. So that's what happens. The uninvolved parenting, the effect is that the child becomes less responsible at home because he's trying to figure. He needs somebody to guide him.
But guidance, yeah, and
then he doesn't have that love for interaction, good interaction with parents. And so, Usha, and relationship outside becomes a problem. Such child actually thinks a lot, and they get depressed
because there's no love. So, oh, yeah, bonnet, Ubin can't say why bonnet, and I can say. The children even need discipline.
Yes.
But will be anywhere also discipline, which is love in itself. Internet just one can no dream will say there's nobody caring for me, nobody likes me. Internet is a near man a sheneso. Bibia Hana when you be an income once. And
then that child no performing poor academically in school.
Of course,
because nobody is serving as a guide or new relationship. You see, when kids are not doing well in school, it's not just listening to the teacher. In fact, factors never free fee to me can share and say, listen, you are disturbed. There's nobody who loves you. And now about school, so when he's being rejected by his own friends, it worsens the whole situation. Yes, and then when there's such children, when they come, they are not really dressed well. Maybe his shoelaces dirty. And all that.
What we see in them,
and then the permissive parenting, they become those who get away with things just like that because they don't respect authority.
Because
they stand against authority. Yes, I'm going to call my mother. And then they also get to be bullies. They bully other kids.
Because when himself will be
yes, because once they do that, they know they can get away with it. And then or the father or the mother will come and we think they are happy children, but at a point in time, they realize that they are not happy kids.
They are not happy
because of the results that come from outside. And most of the time, they end up performing poorly which affects them.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So abofrano, say we enna. When I fa so, say we eja, ana we ohwefo. Na wo gina ho say abofrano, wo na wo hwe no no. Kwan a wo tete no, kwan a fa so atete no, wo nsunsan so abofrano. Esu ne eban a obenya. Nipa obenyina ba beye ti se we obi a wo tia no hye ne se ye wei na no anu musa se ono na dwen kire ne sen ya na ge se ono wonyini a oba ba ya abofo no so ode sa tia na abekọ enkrofo so nti okosu ono so obule obi okosu o tia obi fa ho de so ti se no na onim eno na wasua ena se o ma abofo ne kwan so onya de ope bia wo fie oye oba kro enti ojeje ne so okwa abonten a saa opese bibia ohia bia ne nsaka ti say nensa nka bibi kura obetimi they throw temper tantrums because they need it because ohia bibi nensa nka nti na wo say
they even still
obewi ade
take it from people by force
and they don't know say bia it's not everything that you can get in life. It is onyini kura failure becomes something until that nti o fail kakra bi pe na just say any say if you are say crampo they go so film but in kugu so can brabo ne ho it is exactly it is a wood the tia bofra na so ma ne kwan say de ope bia won sabeka ope ball ne nsaka ope tu ne nsaka ope abuduaba ne nsaka ope ice cream de obi say bia ne nsaka dia na yes onyine onim say whatever I need I should get enti onim say abrabo kra ho kire kra betumi aba enti ehia pa owufo ye yiedie emofra no eka ho nti yensua de sa fe na wo be ware se wa ware na fe na wo be wo a mesrew sua bibi tro bibi to na wa kire se owufo ben na wo pese wo ye na aboa so fo ba so de na pese wo de ka ho a
na wo kan permissive
so wo ma abofra ne kwan
kan universe ansa uninvolved no.
There's
a positive one aspect
of it. Okay.
So, Crano, me, high initiative.
Okay. So, one, I'm born and
inside gift.
Okay.
Independent. With me, develop BB.
On what me,
ye BB. That is the positive aspect of it. Now, but authoritative for those one. Honomono, Metimaka say perfect.
Perfection.
Perfection is authoritarian. But you can say a perfect style of parenting and they say positive, you know, a dozen.
Okay.
The positive aspect of dozen. Yeah. It is a crown develop high self-esteem.
Okay.
The confidence level
so yeah,
the confidence level so was so the confidence level so was so and I what ten was
okay
when him the oye aha the authoritarian no hono no bonze osua fro papa ho papa na say ye de meka nti bonze okosku ani akura ba ku di nkoma hu say one ye leader
opese chese me so no ye de me mepe
nti wo de beko ho the sankrofo na mre bi o mo force to be a leader no
leadership potential
ya wo mu but o mo no mo mfa number ayi no o mo force ya nseso nti ye pe class captain class 2 ono a na be pejane sa wan to amana ono wase sankrofo no
onyini so ana o de ko
nti sa training no e wo positive ho and ho negative ho but mo leadership style ni maybe o autocratic maybe o autocratic ana ye ba permissive na say that the bania you know
sir
sankrofo no hu say academically no mutimi ye poor
okay
oni so okọ school na mo mama
say agene no e che say bia me pe bia mama na de mama ntimi ya ama no say me say school no kwa say Uncle James ka say the parents even tend to beg them.
That's it.
Ne papa na mama kura pa ne chew wo de come wo de o kwa mama koma me etu akono ko ni say ai koma me nti
onya kape eheditirim kwa mama me
kwa mama
onya pa na chew say o de koma me ndi eheditirim onyini kura me kwa mama nti basa na me bia on teki initiative say me tenase
asua de
this say wo force no na say o de fe no but osua de mama ansa no of book osua
Christian asua de
but say o de compare ni nyina na on say ni nyina no say de na Uncle James ka no nkura ne pick de star wo parent wo fa no na mo de kwa ba
mo so ebe ye ni su
nyina fo ni nyina so to na de wo ye no o de be ko na dan fofo so uninvolved o de be ko sa na ni fo ni nyina
ti say akola nso oni oso se just wa pick ni ema bi every mu no de ko odo fo ye sua de pa me gidi say me meti ya mi sua de me gidi say won so sua de anti say de ne mofra ne te ene eniema ye kwan ye tete fa so atete wo mu no o mu sua ne ema ya papa no ma ye hu say de ye no na o mu sua de akwa abonten iti say o pese wo ba no obeye nipa a ne se beba mfa so ama ewiase ana aman ye wo mu ana wabusua na ye say won so atoto ne ema yi san say wo ma ne kwan wonya de wo pe wo be ka cho say me kwa mama me wo ko school na ma iti so feli kura o feli ma if I fail for my mother. If I pass for my mother. And you know there, why you know what's in change. Sometimes the association. Well, there's a way you know who free mukra. Ne mama, ena ama na bas. And the fail will be as well. Ne mama and ne papa na me na fail because they keep on blaming. I'm sure they will have the blaming attitude.
Uncle James kan ya. O na obu akura no man ati ma chief.
Okay.
Nti de wo ye bia no boa no anase ese no.
Okay.
Nti se oku school a o se guidance a so the man na dia man mama na hu ensusu sanso
okay nti we the mama ntwa no what do children need from us as parents
one
e de na mofra no mu hia free ye ho se awofo anase ahwefo
omu hia love
odo no
se e be yi odo adidi a chiro se Uncle James ka se ye mo hu se ye ho we are there for them nti e basa na obi a wota na chi a oboa no nse oye bibi on se me koka kire mama omo wo se o mama no papa wo ho a omo support no so ko school ma o me je meye bia no metimi aye fi so mama wo ho a
obe time chi
ana two as a provide basic needs that is the physical needs ya discuss no as we timi provide the ma emofra no one provide ya bibia wo ye bia no ontimi nkonani ontimi te say untwa fees ni abepa mo no emotionally no be affect abofra no
abonidin se wono kwa untwa fees at parade grounds
na on say hadwini nti ekura na mekura ya mempese schools bu bon kura nti se akura class 3 ni abodi se untwa fees o class ni abodi ni mo begina ni mo ha kura ni psychologically affect o mo pa no ni twa fees no na say be call one parent no direct
say o fo no ne kese onye na adwuma yi obi wo am se obefre na kra no won fa me de bebe na mi betia nti ana